What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on LCID stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news, and I have to say that for now we have quite controversial and even scary news directly related to Lucid. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here. At this point, when we broke this range of support, then retested it from the bottom as the range of resistance and bounced back. And my main assumption was that because of this rollover, because of this bounce, we might have the next leg to the downside that probably might break even this previous bottom. And we had several attempts to break this range of resistance, and none of them was successful. And each and every next attempt to break it to the upside increases the chances to hit lower targets with the price. And it happened. It eventually happened. We broke this range about $12.23, so the lowest point, swing low. And right now we are at roughly $12 mark. And what should we expect next from the technical standpoint? I will show you in just several minutes. And for now, let's continue with the fundamental news. We have several new press releases that were published right after I made my previous video. One of them is their technical update of Lucid software, and I have to say that it is a quite interesting update, but it is more interesting for the people who owns this vehicle, and it is not so important for investors in this company. But the second news is very interesting from the investor standpoint, and let me quote you this news. Lucid produced 2,282 vehicles in Q3 2022, on track for 2022 annual production guidance of 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles. And on the one hand, it is quite good news because they are in line with their production rates of 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles. But on the other hand, we know that this target from 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles was cut twice from the beginning of the year, and at the very end of 2021 they wanted to produce and to sell about 24,000 vehicles, and this spring it was cut by half to 12,000 vehicles, and then it cut another time for 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles. And the main idea of this article, the main controversial idea, is that they delivered only 1,398 vehicles. It is only 61% from the total produced vehicles. And I have a question. Where are the rest vehicles? Where are they? I have to say that, let me show you very good work from Barry Bear's workshop. He makes a flyover over the Lucid plant, and right here we have the latest update. This video was published on October 15th, just yesterday, and as you can see, we can see their production lot full of vehicles. But even this number of vehicles, I think it is only the half of 1,000 undelivered vehicles. And let me remind you that we have to have a snapshot from the end of September. And this is the snapshot from October the 2nd, right after the Q3 quarter was ended. And as you can see, we clearly have an empty lot, and this number of vehicles nowhere near to basically 1,000 vehicles, 1,000 undelivered vehicles. And the question is, where are these vehicles? Nobody knows. And we have basically two options. First of all, these vehicles are still delivered, but probably these vehicles might be with some issues, and it is the less likely part, because you won't deliver vehicles that are not ready to the ending customer, because it will hurt your status. And the second option is that these vehicles probably somewhere else, on somewhere else's lot, and probably it is a top secret lot where they store all these vehicles. And I have to say that from the fundamental standpoint, About 1,398 vehicles delivered, and they produced 2.2, almost 2.3 thousand vehicles. And why they didn't deliver these vehicles? Nobody knows. Probably they don't have orders on these vehicles, and it is really bad. And if it is the case, it is really bad case. Otherwise, they probably might have some issues with deliveries, and it is controversial but still possible. And this means all of this uncertainty with quite good news might drive the price of Lucid even lower. And let me show you another quite bearish news right here. As you can see, this article was published on October 14th, and it says Tesla, Rivian and Lucid are favorites of the short sellers. And let me show you the short volume of Lucid stock. As you can see, short interest percent of float is 21.54%. It is quite high, but the off-exchange short volume ratio is extremely high. Almost 70% shares are shorted. And the availability of these shares is not so high. They have about 300,000 shares available for shorting, and the short borrow fee rate also is not so high. It is less than 10%. But still, these numbers of 69%, and right here we had even 73% of short volume ratio. This means the bearish pressure on this asset is very high, and that's why we have to be very cautious with the position. And let's continue with the technical analysis. But before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, as I've told you on my previous video, right here from this top we probably might have this type of breakdown. This was our first wave, this is our second, this 5-wave structure is our third wave, this is the top of our fourth, and we are forming the bottom of our fifth wave. And when we will form it, we might have a trend reversal, which should unload the entire structure. And where we might land? Let me switch to daily time frame and let me show you the bigger picture for this asset. As you can see right here, we broke all the previous swing lows, and the only range of support that for now is available for Lucid is right here, their base price of roughly $10. And I have to say that we are not far from this range. We are at about 15% from this range, and this means this movement to the downside is very possible, and we should be prepared for this potential option. So, and what should you do if you want to enter the position? Basically, we have to see the bounce to the upside that should increase, that should have an increase in volume. In this case, we will be able to consider this movement as the beginning of the new uptrend, and on this retracement, let me show you right here, when we break this movement to this previous swing high, we can accumulate our position, or we can accumulate it on this movement to the downside with the tight stop loss slightly below this previous bottom. But this approach is very risky because nobody knows where will be the real bottom. This means just wait for the confirmation when we will have higher highs and higher lows for at least 2 waves with the increase in volume, and this will be the sign that probably we will have a trend reversal. But if you want to invest in this asset, just accumulate your position on every daily red candle right after you do your own due diligence. And this asset is still quite lucrative in my opinion in the long-term perspective. So I think from the technical standpoint that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.